So, welcome. This is Flashhawk, Call Your Geldmacher speaking, and I'm about to explain to you my board game, the Cuboids Proud Christmas. It's an entry to the 10th anniversary print and play Christmas contest on Board Game Geek, and yeah, this is my entry, so welcome again, and we'll see how this goes. It's my first time explaining a board game like this, and as you might notice, I'm not a natural English speaker, so bear with me. Okay, so what do we have? The Cuboids Proud Christmas is, as you might see, a roll and write game, and it's a dice manipulation game, to be exact. And what you're doing is you will throw these dice that we have here on the top, and I have provided myself with my extra set of dice in my preferred color. And when we are zooming out here, you'll see that everybody has its own color, but you can play with one set of dice totally fine. It's just a little bit faster, a little bit smoother when you have each their own, so to speak. Okay, so how do we do this? Maybe we should first and for all explain what's the setting of this game. The setting is that we are 15-year-old Dylan Cuboid, and he wants to decorate the tree this year for his siblings. His siblings, Brenda and Brandon, had their coming out this year, and so he wants to do them a little bit of a favor or humor them a little bit. So he wants to decorate the tree in the colors of the rainbow. And the thing is that he was the one who has packed away the ornaments last year, and he wasn't very efficient with that. So all the boxes are scrambled and nothing is where he searches them for. So we need to help him. And how do we do this? So I'd like to explain to you first the pad on the left side here, and then we'll go into details how we fill it up. So as you see, we have a Christmas tree here, and this Christmas tree has various ornaments on them, and we need to fill these up. And we will do this by having numbers on our dice that represent the numbers that are left of these rows. But not only do we need, for example, 1, 2 or 1, 3 in these ornaments, we need multiple of these. So to fill up one of these ornaments, we need 2 2s, for example, or 3 3s, up to 6 6s on the top. So you might say, okay, yeah, throw enough dice, throw them often enough, and you get your 6 dice. No, that's not how it works. You will throw these dice only once each round, and then you need to manipulate them to get the results that you need. So, in contradiction to myself, I will roll these dice first to show you how something like this could happen. And of course, I don't get what I want. I want to have something like this, just for the sake of the argument. So I have 2 2s here, and this enables me to fill up one of my ornaments. I can only fill up one ornament in a round, and so even if I have a second pair of 2s, I can't fill that up. This was easy. I cheated a little bit, but I rolled 2 2s, and that's That's it. Okay. What happens if I roll? Oh, there's something else. Something that is not in my favor. And there the manipulation comes into play. For manipulation, we have these actions on the right-hand side of the pad. And I would like to explain these symbols that we have here starting from the 2, because that's easier. So what does the 2 mean? The 2 means that I can use any dice and add one number to it, or the number 1 to it, or I can subtract it. But I have to discard a die to do that, and it has to have a 2 on top. So for example, in my roll here, I would take this 2 and discard it, put it on the side. This one is not suitable for getting a second or first, for example, ornament. So I can't choose that in the future. But now I can add 1 to any given die that is left. For example, I can use the 1 here and convert it into a 2. Or I could use the subtract it from the 5 and convert it into a 4. That's easy. The 3. The 3 tells me I can swap over a die, can flip it over. So I can do with this 3, change this 1 into a 6, or this 4 into another 3, however I choose. Each die that I discard can only change one other die. That is permanent. The 4 lets me add or subtract another die from another die. So let's say I have a 4 here, and this 2 is still in play. And I can say, okay, I take this 4, discard it, and subtract, for example, this 2 from this 3. Now I have a 1. But this 2 is also discarded. It's out of play. We have 4 dice left, and these 4 dice play a role in later terms. I come down here to the 5. The 5 lets me re-roll a die. Plain and simple. Now we come to the 6. And the 6 tells me that it's lightning striking a 1. What does that mean? It means that a pair like this of a 1 and a 6 cancel each other out. They're gone for this round. And why is that important? Because the 1 does something that I call a 1-splosion. It just destroys whatever you have rolled. So let's say we don't have enough 6s here, but we have, for example, 2 2s in our roll. We have a pair that cancels out. We have a 5 and we have a 1. If I can't get rid of this 1, I can't use my pair of 2s to fill up another ornament. It's not possible. The 1 just destroys it. But I've got the 5, so I could re-roll the 1, and I got another 1, so it's still destroyed. This one is rubbish. But this game does not only punish you in this way, it gives a little bit to you and gives you something back, so to say. And that is, it gives you a present. Every time you create a 1-splosion, willingly or unwillingly, you would use normally your pen, but in Tabletop Simulator, pens are a pain. That's why I created these rings, and you will encircle one of these hexagons down in this present row. This ring or this circle tells you that the next time somebody else has a onceplosion, you can choose one of the dice results that are at the end of the turn of the other player and choose it to place it inside the ring. So, for example, pink on that side had a onceplosion. Let's roll it, and sure enough, there is a 1. And I could just select one of these numbers, and yeah, okay, it's for sake of argument, I'm just doing something here, just letting the 6s out because that would cancel out the 1. So now the 1 can't be cancelled out, and this one enables me to take a 3, for example, and place it inside this ring. Could be a 2, could be the 1, whatever you want. A present is the one-time ability to use the ability of that number in a future turn. So next time I'm a little bit in a rush here, or have a problem with a onceplosion that I don't want, I can use this 3 and flip my 1 over. But I have to cross out on the physical version, or I flip over to the green side in this Tabletop Simulator version, so that I know this 3 can't be used in the future. It's gone. The other way, what can happen is that you are rolling something that is not worth anything. There is maybe something like this. Yeah, you can't do anything about it. You have already discarded the 5 and the 3 and the 2, and everything you could come up with is this. Yeah, these 3 dice are the rest, and they are nothing. Yeah, these 2 cancel out, and the 6 is the only die that is left. This is nothing, but nothing means you found an empty box. This means you are crossing out one of these 10 boxes on the right hand side, which determine how long the game is, because either you're filling up your tree or you're discovering 10 empty boxes. These are the 2 counters to the game. Either when one player fills up the whole tree, or if one player finds 10 empty boxes, then the game ends. There's another way that could potentially result from a roll, and that is something like this. So you have discarded these 2 dice to create these 2 pairs. Then both pairs would cancel each other out, so they are also discarded. There's nothing left. No dice left means you have 0 summed. 0 summed means you get a cookie. A cookie is something like the present, but not straight. A cookie means that you can choose one of your own dice as a number that can be placed inside here, and I choose a 6. These numbers down here are or can be used as the numbers themselves, where the presents can't be used as such. They only can be used as the abilities of that number. So that's how you get 6 sixes. By, for example, rolling 5 sixes and using the 6 on one of the cookies to fill up that spot. In this particular tabletop simulator version, I included these 5 points on the left side here. These are used to keep track of something else, and that is the ability of the row. This means if you fill up a complete row, you are granted the ability of that number once per round. So it's like a permanent gift, or present, so to speak, that you can use every round again. Since I'm a forgetful fella sometimes, I created these helpful stones on the left so that I can know, okay, this round I used this ability or get it already, and I have filled up these 2 rows, so I know I have the ability of the 6 and I have the ability of the 2, and next time I need a 2 and don't have it, I can use the ability once, and at the end of my round I flip it back to know, okay, next time I can use it again. In reality, I have tried with some coins, I tried with some backgammon stones. At the moment I'm using a few 3D printed rings, 2-colored, but they're very light, they float around. I don't know that's a good way to do it. Other players of mine have a better memory, which ability they have used already. They didn't use anything, but it's not everybody that does that. One point that I have missed as I look at my notes here is the point that once you have filled up your row, it's possible to, of course, roll another pair of 2s again. You can't fill any more 2s. So this is considered an empty box too. So what happens when one of these is filled up completely, and or all 10 boxes are crossed off? Then everybody plays till the start player would play again, so the round is filled up to him or her, and then the score is taken. The score is just easily add up or sum up all the numbers that are on the tree. If for some reason multiple people have the same score, then several score breakers, tie breakers, will come up. The first one will be the number of unused presents. Unused means that you have rings here that have numbers in them, but you have not used them. They are still like this red, or on your physical pad they are not crossed out. If there's still a tie, then the number of cookies is counted. If there's still a tie, you have a look how many empty boxes each one has. And if there's still a tie, and in the spirit of Tom Vassell, who doesn't like a game which has not enough tiebreakers, every participant of the tie gets 10 cookies, real baked cookies, and on a count of 3, everybody starts eating. Whoever finishes his or hers 10 cookies first is the winner. Okay, I hope this was clear, straight, and satisfactory to all. And I wish you all a very nice Christmas this year. 2020 doesn't show signs of letting us all out of its grips, so the wishes come from my heart. And vote for me. Thank you.